Arsenal make £99,000 a week offer to £50 million striker target. And Anton Ferdinand reveals why he believes Arsenal will be the Premier League champions. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest news from Arsenal straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Arsenal are likely to be busy in the summer transfer window as Mikel Arteta looks to apply the finishing touches to his squad. The Gunners have enjoyed an impressive season and, on Tuesday night, hammered Chelsea 5-0 to keep their Premier League title hopes alive. Arsenal have gone from strength to strength since Arteta took the reins in late 2019, and better still, the Gunners' future looks bright. One area Arsenal could strengthen is in attack. Although the Gunners can score goals from all over the pitch, an out-and-out striker wouldn't go amiss. Now, a report from Italy has claimed that Arsenal have actually got the ball rolling in pursuit of one of Serie A's best attacking talents. Tuttosport has reported that the Gunners have begun contact with Kia Joorabchian over Bologna striker Joshua Zirkzee, a player said to be top of their wish list. The report claims that Arsenal have tabled a contract offer for 5 years, worth €6 million plus bonuses. This works out at around £99,000 a week. Arsenal are serious about signing Zirkzee and aim to push in the coming weeks to beat the likes of Juventus and AC Milan to his signature. Arsenal seem to be moving decisively in pursuit of Zirkzee, who has 12 goals and 7 assists for Bologna this term. The 22-year-old is a quality player with a very high ceiling, so it's not surprising that the likes of Arsenal are apparently pursuing him. Indeed, there have even been comparisons between the Bologna talent and Arsenal legend Dennis Bergkamp, something that will no doubt go down a treat among Gunners fans. Former Italy international Francesco Graziani is quoted as saying by Bologna Sport News in December, "Technically he is very good and has shown that he sees the goal. In Zirkzee I seem to see the Dutch Dennis Bergkamp, someone who made your eyes shine with his technique." Meanwhile, Bologna boss Thiago Motta has previously described Zirkzee as a player with extraordinary qualities, who is very talented. At £50 million, he's not going to come cheap, but for a player likened to the legendary Highbury maestro, it's a fee that seems worth paying. Joe Cole says Arsenal have a player who can become as good as Cesc Fabregas. Arsenal have been lucky enough to have some of the best midfielders in Premier League history over the years. Indeed, the Gunners have been blessed with some incredible midfield talent over the years, with the likes of Patrick Vieira and Cesc Fabregas being genuine world-class talents. Interestingly, speaking to Joe Cole has claimed that Arsenal currently have a midfielder who can reach that sort of level in the coming years. Declan Rice can reach Cesc Fabregas level. Cole spoke about Declan Rice's ability, claiming that he can reach a similar level to Vieira and Fabregas in the coming years. "I mean, Dec's a great player, he's a great player, but they have some all-time greats. I'm sure in 4 years' time we'll be talking about Declan how we talked about Patrick Vieira and Cesc Fabregas and people like that, but I won't embarrass Dec and put his name there yet, but he will be there, that's for sure," Cole said. Declan Rice is already one of the better midfielders in the Premier League, and the scary thing is that he still has room to improve. Physically, Rice is already at the very top level, but he can get better in terms of his creativity and how he attacks a game. If he can just put everything together, he could easily be in that world-class conversation before too long, and he may well go down as an Arsenal great in the same way Vieira and Fabregas have. Of course, making that next leap is never an easy task, but given how good Rice's debut season at Arsenal has been so far, we really wouldn't be surprised if he managed to kick on next year and fulfill his huge potential. Anton Ferdinand believes Arsenal will now win Premier League, on one condition. Anton Ferdinand now believes that Arsenal will go on and win the Premier League title on one condition, following the Gunners' emphatic victory over Chelsea on Tuesday night. Arsenal have certainly piled the pressure on Manchester City and Liverpool after moving 4 points clear of the champions in some style against Mauricio Pochettino's side at the Emirates. Some may have felt that Mikel Arteta's men still looked fairly tired against Wolves at the weekend, with the Gunners claiming a 2-0 win against a depleted team at Molineux. But Arsenal found a completely different gear against the Blues, scoring 4 times in the second half to win 5-0 and extend their lead at the top of the table. And it seems that some are starting to believe that Arsenal are well on their way to ending their 20-year wait for a title win, with Anton Ferdinand telling the Take On that a victory in the North London derby will have him tipping the Gunners to get across the line. It was a statement. "I sit here and have to say it, I think they will go and win the league. If they beat Tottenham next week, the league's theirs," he said. It certainly seems that those who assumed that the title race was over on the day Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace and Arsenal were beaten by Aston Villa were very much mistaken. It is still in Manchester City's hands, and they have the experience of putting together lengthy winning runs which leave their rivals with little chance of keeping up. But Arsenal going 4 points clear feels as though it could be a massive moment in the race, particularly as their goal difference is so much better than either of the sides below them. Tottenham would love to put a dent in Arsenal's title hopes as they look to secure that final Champions League spot ahead of next season themselves. If the Gunners can negotiate that game, they may really start to believe that this could be their year. Pundit says £34 million Arsenal player has proven him wrong, he's been as good as Kevin De Bruyne at Man City. Jason Cundy has admitted that he has been proven completely wrong by one Arsenal player after not being convinced by him when he joined the Gunners. Arsenal have put the pressure right on Manchester City and Liverpool in the Premier League title race, with the Gunners beating Chelsea 5-0 at the Emirates on Tuesday night. It was an irresistible second-half display from Mikel Arteta's side, with both Ben White and Kai Havertz getting on the scoresheet twice. But there seemed to be one player who was pulling most of the strings, as he has done throughout the campaign. Martin Ødegaard provided 2 assists. And, as shown by Who Scored, the Norwegian managed to contribute 8 key passes during the win, 3 more than Bukayo Saka, and 1 more than the Chelsea players managed between them in North London. Ødegaard appears to have found another gear of late, producing a number of captain's performances to help keep Arsenal right in the mix for the title as the end of the season comes into view. It is remarkable to think that Arsenal paid just £34 million to sign him permanently from Real Madrid, particularly when you consider some of the fees Tuesday's opposition have parted with in the last few years. One of those who has been surprised by just how good and influential Ødegaard has been is Jason Cundy, with the Chelsea supporting pundit claiming on Highbury's squad that he cannot speak highly enough of the 25-year-old. "I want to mention Ødegaard. He's probably consistently over the last 3 seasons been the best number 10. I know people talk to me about De Bruyne, but he's had injuries. But I would say consistently, last 3 years, I'd say Ødegaard is as good as anyone in the league right now. And last night, I thought he was the best player on the pitch," he said. "I have to say, when he first joined Arsenal, I wasn't that taken by him. I'm looking at him, not convinced." Ødegaard did not set the world alight during his time on loan at Arsenal. He scored just 1 Premier League goal and provided 2 assists as the Gunners languished in mid-table. It appeared to be a gamble to sign him permanently, but that gamble has proved to be an inspired one, with Ødegaard becoming one of the best around in his position on the pitch. And he appears to be doing all he can to drag Arsenal across the line in the title race this season. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.